And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at the board game Minecraft Builders and Biomes. Now, this is a board game version of Minecraft, and Minecraft is not a game that I have jumped into on a personal level. I tend to play Terraria instead, a two-dimensional version of Minecraft, essentially. But my kids, oh my word, do they like Minecraft, play it all the time. So I was like, all right, I'll give this one a try. But I tend to think that board games based on IPs, specifically board games based on video games, don't work very well. But this has some cool components, and it's by Ravensburger, who makes some pretty good stuff. Let's take a look. At the beginning of the game, you're going to put a bunch of tiles that are all laid out all over the board. Here, you're going to have groups of 4 tiles in a grid like this. Each player is going to have their character start in the middle. Characters are also going to get a group of tiles here. You get some poisoned potatoes, and then you get a sword, one with a value of 1 and one with a value of 2. These is a little pile of treasure tiles that you have. You're going to build a cube of blocks here. Each player is going to get their own player board here, in which you're going to keep track of your points that you get over the course of the game. And one player goes first. On your turn, you take 2 different actions. So what are the actions you can take? You can take 2 blocks. So you can collect blocks off this grid here. However, you can only collect a block that you can see the top of, and it has 2 other sides. So I could take this block here, for example, and then I could take the green block below it if I want it. Then maybe I could take this one here because it has 2 sides. And ooh, can I get to that green block? No, because it only has 1 side exposed. But I could take this one because it has 2 sides exposed. And so taking blocks is one of your actions you can do. You can also move 0 to 2 spaces. And once you do, you're moving on the intersections between these. You then reveal the top card of each of the spots, if it's not already revealed, of each place next to you. You can also build. When you're building, you're going to take a look at one of these here and pay the blocks for it. So for example, maybe I want to build this one. It's going to need a brown and a gray, so I'll pay a brown and a gray. You're like, wait, that's green? Yep, you're right. Green is wild and can be used for anything. Once you build something, you can place it anywhere on the board. You can place it on top of another tile you've already built if you want to, but you're trying to build sets of the same kind of tiles if possible, and I'll explain that in a bit. You can also take another treasure tile when you're out here. You can say, oh, I'll take this treasure tile. Maybe I'll take, over the course of 2 different turns, I would get both of these, and these get added to your deck. You can also fight monsters. If you're here, you can pick a monster that you're going to fight. When that happens, you take all your tiles and you're going to shuffle them. Each time you'll shuffle your tiles and you're going to draw 3 of them. So maybe 1, 2, and 3 tiles. So here, my sword does 1 damage and 2 poison potatoes. That's a failure. I'm going to need to do 4 total damage to hit this guy. If I do hit him, I have a special ability I'll be able to use by flipping him over once per game, but I'm also going to get 5 points. Some of the weapons, when you draw them, like this one here, when you draw this, it does 2 damage and lets you take a block. This one does 2 damage and gives you victory points. There's dynamite, which does a whole pile of damage, but it can only be used once. You discard it when you're done with it. Some buildings, when you build them, are also going to give you victory points when you build them. Scoring is going to happen 3 times over the course of the game. When an entire level of blocks is gone, the first scoring is going to occur. When the next level is gone, the second scoring. When the third level is gone, then final scoring will occur. So in the first scoring, players are going to look at the types of terrain. Pick one group and score a point for everything that's connected in that group. So here, for example, I can pick the desert sands and get 4 points each, or the trees and get 3 points each. So I have 2 desert sands next to each other for 8, or these 3 for 9. So I'll take the 3 for 9. In the second round, you're going to go by the color of the buildings that are on them. So I'll look here and go, okay, I have 2 black castles next to each other. They're worth 6 points each, so that would give me 12 points in the second scoring round. And then in the third scoring round, you're going to go by the type of building that's there. So here I'll be like, oh, look, I got 3 of these, whatever that is. I guess it's a fence next to each other, so that's 15 points, 5 each. Now, of course, I showed you the same board for all 3 scorings. It's probably going to change, and you're going to add things to it. After the 3rd scoring, you're going to see how many points everybody has to see who wins the game. At the beginning of the game, you take all these cubes, and you're going to pour them into here. And this is nice and loose. You'll shake it around a little bit, and you're just going to be forming that initial grid that players are going to be using over the course of the game. So you drop all these in there, and then when you're done, you pull these off, and it's done. I really like this. It works really well. These come apart very easily. Done. Boom. And, you know, they look like Minecraft, the cubes themselves. The rest of the components for the game, I mean, the artwork and everything is very Minecraft-y. These boards are a little thinner than maybe I would like, but they work okay. And then the different tiles are going to show various structures from Minecraft, or they'll show the different monsters that are in the game. And, you know, some of these I recognize. My kids knew what every single monster was and how dangerous those monsters were to fight up against. These standees are okay. But, you know, again, the artwork's Minecraft. That's what you expect. So overall, I was pretty happy with the components for the game. Huzzah! Minecraft Builders and Biomes is a solid game. This is very easy. My kids, I was able to play it with them. They picked it up, but I also had a good time playing it. You have 2 different actions. What are you going to do? You're going to take blocks, you know, build the blocks and buy territories. You can just do that and build lots of territories for each of the different scoring phases. Also, there's some strategy as to when you cause a scoring to happen. You might pull a block off the top you don't really care about just to finish it off, so scoring happens at any given point. I like that. The game is also not very long. It says in the box here 30 to 60 minutes. Probably 45 is pretty accurate. But I like that that's one strategy, is building stuff. The other strategy is going out and fighting monsters. Go pick up weapons. But monsters, there's always some risk to that. You might draw those poison potatoes. This is a Minecraft reference I don't get. But that whole, you know, you draw 3 tiles. Some of the, like the bow and arrow lets you draw an extra tile. And so you can have a deck that's really good and still mess up. But the more weapons you pick, the better your deck of tiles gets. So there's a little bit of luck there, right? But you can kind of mitigate that and make it better as time goes by. And you can just fight monsters, or you can do a mix of the 2 of them. And this was something that was really easy to explain. And, you know, the whole thing, again, the Minecraft theme is there. But I think people who like Minecraft will enjoy this game. They're literally taking blocks and using those to build areas. You build your own little board, which looks cool, and fighting the different monsters that show up in Minecraft. So I think that's a solid use of this intellectual property. The gameplay itself, you may not be a Minecraft fan, but it's good. It's lighter than many games that people play, but I think that has some good choices. Take these 2 different actions, pick between the different ones that are out there, know when to cause a scoring, decide whether you'll do the luckier but potentially lucrative killing monsters, or go out and collect the blocks you need to build your whole land up, which at the same time kind of mirrors how people play the game. Some people want to build big things, other people want to explore and find things. Kind of a neat idea. I like it. It's neat. I'm glad to see this. I'm glad that Minecraft players will pick this up and play it, and it will show them that board games are actually a lot of fun. This to me is a win for everybody. Minecraft Builders and Biomes. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando, in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.